Talk about how the pandemic has affected your business from a positive aspect. Something that, and you can talk about kind of what it was like for you when everything was changing. But is there something that you implemented in your business that you're going to use going forward that's going to be a positive, or something that maybe you realize that you were already doing, and it's a good thing you were doing it that way, that has you will continue to carry on as you go forward?
Well, in my industry, COVID was a plus and a minus as far as we lost some jobs because of COVID, I'm sure, but we gained some jobs because of COVID. Because as a cleaning company, we're helping to fix a COVID problem. So actually, even though our year was not near as strong as last year, but last year was a very unusual year with the flooding, which we take care of flooding. So ours was it was the strongest year we ever had. So our numbers are not as strong as this year, but we may end up being the second best year we've ever had as far as dollars, which in March I was thinking that's not going to happen.
Right.
So that's one aspect of it. What I personally, the biggest benefit or maybe opening of my eyes is I can be the kind of guy that I can be a little bit of a hermit. I could listen to my podcast and I can be in my own little office and let the world go by.
Yeah.
And I have my church family, I have my family, I have my employees, and I always enjoy being around people, but I don't feel like I have to have people to thrive.
Sure.
Until COVID hit. And there were a couple of times that I self-isolated because I thought maybe I had come in contact with somebody who possibly had COVID, but the results weren't back yet. And I wanted to protect my employees because I have another employee that's in his 60s. He's got some asthma issues, and I just didn't want to expose him.
Sure.
So my wife and I, whenever we thought we may have been exposed, we would self-isolate, and until we found out if the person was positive or negative, and we never had any symptoms the whole time during COVID. So, but in the self-isolation, I realized how much people meant to me. That how much, business associates, customers, BNI members, people that we don't think that we have that many contacts during the week, but we do. And when they're not there, I can see where people, on a serious note, why the suicide rate has gone up. When you cut off that circle of people that you don't even know that they feed you in life, and they're not there anymore because you're self-isolating or what have you. I know a lot of older people that we clean for that they have just not seen anybody for a long time. They've stopped going to church. They've stopped, and that's been very hard on them. And so that's the big takeaway for that. I appreciate like going to church and seeing people. I've always appreciated going to church and seeing people, but it's really at a different level. I mean, I really know that it isn't just a nice thing that happens in my life. It's an important thing in my life. And I understand that now, that maybe I just didn't understand it as much before. Because sometimes we don't understand that how much something gives us until you take it away from
Right.
it.
Yeah.